line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you shot the Chicago street course was tough to tame, I guarantee you this one's going to be quite the run for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mount Panorama Circuit and the action showcase here today, presented by PTM Racing TV here for your Porsche Cup Series racing here on PTM Racing TV. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Trier, joining you guys here today. Hot lineup today and a strong set of drivers ready to kick it off. Time to take a look at that starting lineup here today as we start on the pole with the 60 of Philip Hammer, the outside, and the 952. It's Kagan Park. Row number 2 in the 81 it is Ben G. Peterson. The 81 on the outside, and the 66 it is going to be Samuel K. Spowell. Row number 3 is Marcus Roich in the 552, and the 911 is Emilio Koopmans. Again, if I say names wrong, guys, let me know in the comment section. The 285 is Igor Kos, and the outside, the 5 is Misha Berger. Row number 5 is Felipe Straffarelli in the 977 on the outside. The 52, Mark De Bruin. Row 6 is Alexander Redhead. And the 42, the outside in the 9, Nicholas Nold. The next row on down will be the row 7. That's Kenny Eckert. And then finally, Anthony J. Miller rounds out the field today in your set of drivers for the lineup. It's definitely going to be a bit of a hard race in action here. A bit of a hard battle off for many of these drivers here. A lot of guys right now just trying to get prepared up and ready for what's about to come. As the field approaches awaiting the green flag to start, we roll them down into their sets and into their corners awaiting the green flag. Drivers are now prepared and ready to get down to it. Roll them off. Lights now flickering on and off to the start. Lights down. Green flag is out. Here we go. Hot start for Philip. Hammer it again. Remember, he won last time out as well, so you can already tell he's already up to his usual tricks. Mount Panorama Circuit is a track, honestly, it's going to put a lot of these drivers to shame, because this is a tight, winding fight out, corner off, and can be dangerous with it. Benji Bitterson last up. That's what we were worried about. Crashing them off down from the side of corners from turn number 3 and 4. Rolling him back down to the straights here, trying to get up the top of the mountain. Back on the charge here, Igor Koz right now dealing a little bit as he's currently trying to take down Emil Koopmans. Koopmans right now trying to stabilize up and trying to get some speed built around. Igor, though, still on his tail, not giving him much room, not giving him much time to work out. And no, you're not seeing double today, guys. We came out with a little bit of a new overlay system. We finally got figured out, so we'll be using this every now and we'll be using this with the Sunday stuff, and maybe down the road we'll use it for more stuff often than not. Mark D. Bruin down there, trouble off the corner, and that will send him straight to the shadow realm. Take a look at the replay and see what happened here exactly. Looks like he's got way too aggressive there. Yeah, cold tires will do that to you sometimes. Rolls it right off, tries to back out, get out of the way, and look at the drivers, man, having to revert around him there, trying to avoid him. Definitely a nasty little tumble, but nothing you can really do about it. This is, of course, the first of our roads here. This is going to be a bit of a drive-off for everyone kind of parking their way down on the circuit. Kagan Spark right now currently holding it down in the second spot. Preliminarily trying to get some speed up to par and up to the drive here. Gap strewn along as well here. I think it's one thing you're going to really see a lot of is the drivers just trying to figure out how to kind of catch each other, trying to figure out how to take each other down a few pegs here. Minutes light now currently. Pulsar down on the track. Remember, we do have 15 minutes on the clock here, so that will give these drivers a little bit of a time to kind of figure this out. From there, we let them loose and let them roll. Rolling them back off from the corner here. It is Miska Berger right now. Charlie trying to hold Alexander Redhead down there. Redhead currently coming off the cuts of a pretty decent little race there back at Chicago Street Course. Now has to try to figure out how to deal with even tighter corners and even tighter bankings here in the form of Mount Panorama. These Porsche 911s, man, they are absolutely bad fast. They are bad tough, and they are some of the craziest cars you'll have to face up against. There is no gimmies around these parts. There are no easy ways to be beaten here. You just gotta focus your drive out and try to get this thing to control off when you need it to and run from there. Felipe Straffarelli knows a thing or two about that. He was out here last time, put on a little bit of a show, put on a little bit of a ride, but now he's currently just trying to figure the best way around the mountain. That gap brewed up there, as you see. About a 2.5 second there lead for Philip Hammer over Kagan Spark. Meanwhile, up on the rafters here, Emilio Koopmans still holding down the Apex Missers versus the Impulse Racing of 285's Igor Kos. Again, if I am getting names wrong, please let me know. But in the background, there's another challenger, Marcus Broich. He is rolling back into this fight as well. Looking pretty solid too, man. Actually getting some run there coming down from the straightaways for what turns that they can get out of it. And again, you can see that 15-minute marker, then you can see how many laps we got in this one so far completed. Rolling them down, of course, to the A main, which is still to come here, which of course will be pretty much their final sprint, if you will. Emil right now currently facing hard and facing consequences here, just trying to hold down. Igor not giving Emil any run there or any time to breathe. And Marcus got to be loving every minute of it, just thinking if he gets one chance to intervene here, he's going to take control of it. I don't know how the heck these drivers can go with that kind of speed, that kind of level, that kind of drive, and not end up finding themselves trapped in a bad spot. Top speeds right now, 183 miles per hour, and you can probably guess who's got that one down to a T. Yeah, his name is 60 of Philip Hammer, by the way. That big wing back there, and then the way the car kind of maneuvers through allows these drivers to really make big moves and big jumps around these kind of parts of the track to really give them some opportunity to kind of work with. But the problem I think that really a lot of them are going to be facing is the overall control and consistency that you got to get just to keep a car online. 9 minutes remain here in this one for the sprint race. A big thank you to everyone that was tuning on in. If you are new to the channel as well, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Head to our YouTube, subscribe there, and so you guys never miss any of our content. A little bit of a runoff there as Alexander had some company there from Felipe Stroffelli. Alexander right now fighting quick, firing hard, but Stroffelli, man, big jump there on the inside, on the right side, excuse me. So sorry, I'm so used to talking oval terms here. On that right side, though, with that pass, it makes all that needs to be worked out. The European driver right now trying to keep his game plan up to par and up to stuff. Kenny Eckert right now, a little bit of problems there in the 496. Looks like he had some problems getting through the turn, spun around, and then ended up getting himself kind of trapped in a bit of a rock on a hard place. Found myself in that a few times here these days. Taking Spark too, by the way, right now. He's got a little bit of a ground clearance here. He's starting to give up a little bit of room. Starting to give him plenty of time to be thinking about it here. Let's see what happens later down the road here as we continue to pull through on the charge, roll through on the track. Settling right through here. Igor currently trying to get there to Emil and find a way around, but man, the speeds they take through these corners, man. I don't know how that, I don't know how they don't get destroyed in some of those turns. If it was my luck, I probably would end up just on the receiving end of those things. I'll give these road course drivers credit too. It's hard to pass, but boy, is it fun to watch them trying to figure out how to navigate through the track. I'll give them that any day of the week. Hope you guys are enjoying the new circuit as well here at Mount Panorama Circuit. Obviously, it's not new to iRacing, but to us, it's brand new stuff. We've never been here before. I never honestly even heard of this track. I've only seen just like little mini clips and videos, but this is the first time we've ever truly seen it in action. Quite a surreal feeling, honestly. It's a beautiful facility, don't get me wrong there, but man, is it one tough little track to figure out. Navigate their way down the straightaway here, lined them off here. Marcus Broich right now currently still trying to get to Igor Kos as Emilio Koopmans still hangs on to that third spot. Kagan Sparks just probably at this point just trying to find a way to get settled in for the next round, which would be, of course, the main race. The main event is coming up after this one, but Philip Hammer, yeah, this guy right now, unless you can find a way to throw an anchor on his real spoiler, I don't think you're going to be taking him down anytime soon. More problems down there for Kenny Eckert, unfortunately. Once more, take a look at the replay and see what happened there. think he just overdrove it. The same corner that we saw earlier for one of our other drivers. Yeah, I think it was Benji Peterson there that unfortunately found himself in trouble. Actually, or Mark DeBruin. And yet again, another driver finds himself kind of wrapped up in that corner. Not much they can do. You just can't make mistakes like that, though, and think that eventually you'll be able to get away with it, especially now with guys like this running as hard as they are. Redhead right now currently looking to try and dig into the corners here. No, that was not a dig at me calling for his hair. That's actually his last name, if you can read it down there. It's Redhead. He's trying to find a way to maneuver through and build speed too. Easier said than done, though, I'll tell you that right now, if it wasn't kind of obvious. Even when you find a way to kind of master out the track, this track will still find a way to bite you. You saw that happen in the Chicago street course. We're seeing a little bit of that right now. And I think honestly it could be a bit of a tough table here for them to really hone in on. Rolled him down right at this moment here. Igor Koopmans and Voigt right now battling quick. Coast actually getting our way around Koopmans there, and Koopmans I don't think really too appreciative of that. Made that pass a little earlier on. Rolling up on lap number 6 here. Time evaporating out and lapsing through. Oh, right into the wall protection a little bit there. Not quite where they wanted to play it out at, but man, that's somehow the way the race goes. The more they twist, the more they turn, the harder it becomes to grab these cars around as much as you are at this point. And the gap's really settled off quite a bit here too. We're seeing a lot of them starting to fall further and further back. Mark DeBruin there finally getting that 52 a little more squared up. And I had to say it too early there. Got a little hang time off the left side of the car. But he's all right. Kenny Eckert though, man, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's going to have to try and tighten the car up, or he's going to need to try to get it just a little bit looser in some of these corners to roll down the straights, because that car has been way too persistently tight or really off the wall and off the pace, and that's not a good sign if you're trying to get the fast pace and the fast speeds. Lap number 7 now rolling up as we've got just a few short minutes left to go. Hammer, he's trying to get the hammer down here, and he wants to put these guys even further behind. A lot of nationality repping this one too here as well, as you can see all across the Europeans to our friends in Australia, from down under. And of course, our brethren up north to the far reaches of the east, and some even coming from the south. Of course, we got our fellow good men there, and Anthony J. Miller holding up the west side, though, of things, the westerners, as you will, as well as Eckert there, Kenny Eckert, coming back out for another little showcase of himself here. Down to the final minute and 30 seconds left of the clock. Emil Koopmans. Again, was holding the 3rd spot for a while. Lost it out right there and gave it back away. And now looking to try to recover it if he possibly can. Some of these guys, we didn't really get much to talk about either, too, like Samuel K. Sproul, man, he's hold on the ninth spot, but again, he qualified in fourth, and now he fell back into 5 spots down to the ninth. And really, in my opinion, it's kind of surprising because you can see how speed he can carry and how much run he can gather on the corners. A guy of his nature and his talent kind of surprises me a little bit more that he just wasn't able to figure it out. Here we go. It should be the final lap coming up. 30 seconds left on the clock for Philip Hammer. He's going to roll it down the straightaway here. This time by white flag in the air, indeed. One more to go for Philip Hammer. And the intervals do not lie here. He's brought the pace, he's brought the speed, he's brought the endurance. Picked up the pace and picked up the momentum. Now it just needs to continue in. So a total of 8 laps completed to round out the day for at least the first portion of our day. This is the sprint race here. Next one coming up will be the long one, the long distance travel off. I don't know how the heck that 60 is that close to the wall and he's not touching it, man. That's crazy. If that was me, I'd be probably freaking out for my life. There's a reason why I like it wide open. Oh, never mind. He got a little too wide out there. Got a little too open on that throttle. Took a nice little tumble there into the wall. But you wouldn't have been able to guess otherwise. Down to the back half. Final instance here left to go. 3.8 seconds ahead of Spark. Quite a feat, quite a drive for Spark to be able to hang in there to the very end. But unfortunately for him, I do not think that will do him much good, if any. Here we go, last corner off, and the 60th Philip Hammer. Easy win, easy spot taken. He'll take this one home. The sprint race belongs to 60. Which now means he remains undefeated so far. He's not the biggest IR guy in this lobby though. Marcus Broich has a little bit something to say about that. So does Igor Kos. So those guys can take a chance at this. And Nicholas Nolde actually, high ranking on him. 8,433 to be exact. That man is a beast, it seems, on these kind of races. And Straffielli, I don't even think it came across the line, honestly. I think he actually might lose that position for that. Alexander Redhead, nope, looks like maybe not. So it will take checkers there. Samuel K. Sproul coming out as well. And Mark D. Bruin. He was somewhere back there. He's trying to hurry. He's trying to get to the finish line so he can finish this one out for the checkers. So that will finish out that session here. Of course, we're heading into our warm-up session, but before we do, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our race results here for heat number 1, that is. Let's take a look now, see if we can get this pop up. There we go. I'm still learning some of these new tricks here, guys. Alright, so results up on your screen. Philip Hammer taking control there. Kagan Spark going to go second. Igor Koss going third. And Emilio Koopman's going fourth. Fifth to Marcus Broich. Sixth to Mishka Berger. Seventh to Felipe Straffelli. Eighth to Alexander Redhead. Ninth to Samuel K. Spout. And then Mark D. Bruin getting 10th here to round out your top 10. Field right now going to ready themselves up and prepare yet again for what is to come. We will see who decides to take to the track. We'll take a quick second as well for our end to kind of catch a moment here. So we're going to roll them out on the track here. Of course, drivers are currently getting ready to go here. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly goes down here for every one of these drivers here, as they got a lot on their plate, a lot on their mind. Obviously, I know there's going to be a lot of things to kind of figure out and kind of go through here, but I think that's what's going to make this so much more interesting here in this regard. Let's take a look at the grading order here now. On the pole, it will be the 42 of Alexander Redhead, and the 977 is Felipe Straffelli. Row number 2 is Mixka Berger, and the 5 the outside is the 552 of Marcus Broich. Row number 3 is Emilio Koopmans, and the 911 the outside in the 285 Igor Kos. Row number 4 is Kagan Spark in the 952. The 60 will be Philip Hammer. Row 5 is Samuel K. Spow in the 66, the outside. The 22, Mark De Bruin. Row 6, Kenny Eckert in the 496, the outside. The 81, it is Benji Peterson. Rounding out the field is going to be the 9 of Nicholas Node and 328 of Anthony J. Miller. That is your starting lineup for this one here, folks. With that said, gridding has begun. We are now set to go to the track here. Awaiting the start. Lights flicker to the gut tone of the start. And the green is out. Here we go. Hard charge out of the gate for these drivers right on the spot. Redhead Alexander immediately trying to build up speed and get ahead. Straffelli, though, right in the mix. Straffelli right now just trying to see if he can maybe make some moves down on that first corner. Lining him down through the elongated straightaway. Look at how bumpy that straight is too there, guys. You can see the hills and the curves just throwing him up for a little bit. Gonna be a lot of hard charging and a lot of runners here. Looking for some pace, looking for some speed. Koopmans, Struff. Oh, a little trouble down there, right off the corner edge. I think that might be Mishka Berger. There it is. Got himself trapped in the wrong place at the wrong time. And these guys immediately just trying to keep their ground up. Oh, a little trouble as well there for Samuel K. Spow. The Blackout Motorsports New Zealand driver currently just trying to get himself all wrapped in place and back on the control panel here. Not exactly what you want to see if you're a driver of that caliber, that kind of level. Remember, they got 30 minutes on the clock. Marcus Broich right now looking just to try to stay still, stay in line. Everybody right now hard on the gas pedal. And a lot of comers and goers immediately. Kagan Spark right now looking to try to keep up there with the distance, trying to keep up with the ground clearance. Emilio Koopman's right on that mix too. Look at this now. Battle for the race lead. Marcus Broich and Alexander Redhead. Hard charge. Hard dive down. Looking to try to hold on. Igor looking to try to settle it up maybe a little bit more towards Alexander. And he actually gets a good run there, but Broid's able to take control. Look out, down there goes Redhead. Oh my. Oh my, I'm not sure if that was trying to play a drifter's class or he ended up just in the drifter's lane because he just got sentenced to the Shadow Realm. And everyone now getting way over their head a little bit. Mishka Berger having a little drive off there at the corner. Threw that thing in like I'd throw a harpoon at a whale right about now. If that was the case. I am not a whaler. Do not come at me for that, folks. PETA probably has already got my number and probably calling me out. Was not the best little joke I could have come up with. I'm sorry, but hey, I can't think of any other line at that moment. I love my whales and I love my fish and animals. Anyway, I should probably get out of the talks right now and let these drivers just get this back up and running before I end up in the bottom of the ocean. Marcus Broich, your leader here now. Igor close with company. Right side, core handle. Felipe Straffarelli looking to straddle the line in, looking to grip the ground up. Looking for every bit of speed he can against Igor. Man, Philip Hamer too, man, he's all charging up a little bit. Benji Pearson though, 6 positions up here. The 81 is a madman on a mission. It is goal. Get to the front and talk about the rest later. Samuel K. Spal, a little bit of back off there. He just couldn't quite get the car to go straight up and right where he needed to. Benji Pearson down there. Looks like some problems, major problems down there for the 81. The blackout 81 machine couldn't quite get himself squared out. Kenny Ecker, a little bit of an issue down there too as we go look at the P-Team Race TV instant replay. Ben was sending it down and then he found himself trapped in another spot. Just like Redhead, only this time just overdrove it into the back there and couldn't quite get out of it in time. We'll see another look at it here from the cockpit cam. Why little love tap there, and once that nose got him squared out, then he was in trouble. Not much he could do really at that point. Phillip has already moved back into the third. Could he possibly go and sweep another week away? He's got time and plenty of it. Broich and Koss right now just trying to see what he can do here. Power and the speed these guys carry through, man, it's absolutely impressive on a track like this of this caliber and this nature. 181, 183 miles per hour hit just on those turns in the from the straightaways. They're having to brake so hard just to get the speed to cool down, to get the run to cool off a bit. Philip right now looking back on around, trying to see if maybe he's got something coming up for him. But right now it's Igor and Marcus about to go for broke here. They fired hard, but it's Igor. You're now your new leader. The Germans taking over. Last time it was Philip. This time it's Igor. Igor right now trying to keep his gap and his quality of speed up to par to what he needs to do. Marcus Reuter had the lead for just a little bit, losing it out to Igor there. Igor right now looking to try to keep that gap up and trying to keep that power down. But it seems like the more he continues to roll, the more that the car seems to be giving him some pressure there in the turns. Look at this though, Cake and Spark actually looks like he's putting on a little bit of a fight out there. Kagan's got some momentum here. I'm kind of liking it, honestly. So Igor right now currently looking to try to keep up a hold of the ground clearance here, looking to try to keep speeds down to the march here. Meanwhile, everybody else, well, let's just say they're all looking to kind of keep up their gap, kind of keep up their run here. The more they go, the longer it becomes. It becomes more of the drive-off. Test even the best of drivers. Right now, looks like Miska Berger and Sam okay, Sproul looking to try and see what they can get up to par here. Sproul looking to get around Berger for that sixth spot. And honestly, the way it looks harder than ever before to get to, it seems like they're really trying to make amends there and trying to find their way down into the turns. Back and stacking them up with only about 19 minutes left on the clock here. Time is running out. Time fading away, and longer this goes, the harder it becomes to get the drive you need. Philip already, though, man, he's almost literally just impulsive here. He's just literally making Igor think about it. He's only got about a second and 7/10 behind him, but again, Igor knows one wrong move, one wrong corner, And I would not want to be here right now. That certainly is the case. Mishka and Samuel right now. Looks like they're currently just trying to stabilize up a little bit more. But they are still dead quick and dead fast with one another. Neither driver getting the better here. How has Berger been able to hold off Sproul as long as he has been is honestly beyond me. I'm kind of surprised by that. Now that I think about it too, the back of his spoiler says Pinky and the Brain. Isn't that like a Nickelodeon show they had going up? Oh yeah, that's a Nickelodeon show. As soon as I saw the characters on the side there, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now. It's hard to believe like that was some years ago, and like I still remember some of that stuff. Honestly, I don't remember much of that show, but hey, give me credit where credit's due, guys. At least I'm trying out here. Steering up. Oh my lord. Every corner, every time. I just hear him smacking that wall around like it's nothing. How do these cars even take all that punishment, let alone deal with that kind of nonsense, man? That's absolutely wild to me. That thing has gotta hurt hitting that wall off those corners, I'm telling you. Well, halfway done now, and still time left to spare. Philip and Igor right now, currently right on the nose, right on the march. Kagan, he's patiently taking his time, looking on. And the more they take their time, the more they get more offset and more relaxed in, the better it becomes to get the drive off and get the speed that it takes to carry through. Philip looking like maybe he's gonna have to build up more speed and a little more drive, perhaps thinking he might not be getting enough off the corners as he'd like to. Igor looking very solid and smooth. Like he still got a second and 4/10, but has given up a little time to hammer there. And when you give up time to the hammer, again, you can always just use it against you, from what I got told. Though an actual legit real life driver in his own right, he knows how to race it with the best of them, and he has put on one of, if not the toughest kind of shows, and he dove in there. And that thing just screaming to life now. Speaking of coming to life, looks like Phillip found a way to get some life into him as well. To the right side, looking for the pass. Phillip Hammer waited patiently for this opportunity. Is he going to seize it? Oh, dead set to the straight. Both drivers lined up, beautifully executed, but it is Hammer who's got the entry. But he needs to stabilize that right side up. He couldn't. Igor, big runoff. Back from the corner. Back down to the stretch. From turn one, back on through. Impressive. Remember, they got the top of the mountain to still climb up there. So now this comes a little bit more of a fight out to see who can outsmart the other. Igor, look at this. Defensive blocking. Trying to push Phillip up higher. Trying to get him through the high side. Phillip back down. Igor, man, what on earth are you doing, my good sir? Are you trying to get yourself sent off the cliff, or are you just trying to make sure you don't lose the rift? Either way, he certainly has a little bit of a set right now, just trying to get this car right where it needs to be. Anybody's guess at this point. Hammer, I thought, honestly had the best run out of the two. And he's trying to get it again. But you can see Kagan, man, he's just been patiently waiting back there. Like, he's just been right in that mix, right in that hunt. He hasn't had anything really left to worry about other than just making sure he takes it right up to the controls. Today's race as well, ladies and gentlemen, is sponsored in part by our good friends over at Suellio Almeida Motor Racing Checklist. What exactly is that? It's an in-depth racing course for intermediate and advanced drivers looking to find more and just find that little bit extra to hold off top dogs like that guy behind you. And of course now Igor knows he's drawn a very massive little target on his back. And I guarantee you probably can't be thinking too good about that. You're on board here with Igor. And for the record, folks, if I am butchering the last name as well or the first name, please let me know down in our comment section or private message me. The drivers have a chance to do that anytime, so just let me know. I do not want to keep messing up on names, and I do not want to keep messing up on drivers here. I'm trying my best, but I really hate doing it to you guys. A little bit of a rollback here, Benji Peterson. Remember this guy earlier? Yeah. Somehow, he's still in about 2nd and 7/10. But Samuel K. Spowell and Mishka Berger are still in that run as well. Oh, right off the corner there, Mishka just getting a little too in depth there, a little too on the nose. Speaking back on the nose, Benji Peterson trying to hit it right where it stinks the most. Trolling them around right now. 9 minutes left to go. Time elapsing. Time evaporating very fast, very patiently. As a driver, really, at this point, what do you do? Do you try to keep the other driver behind you? Or do you try to force them into something they don't want to? Or do you try to go for broke? If I'm these guys right now, my first thought is simple. Don't let them catch me on the corners. Colts right now still hanging on by a mere thread, if you will. He's got 2 cars, literally 4 if you want to include Marcus back there, catching right up to him. And now Phillip again looking for the pass. Still can't find his way around Igor. Igor right now looking so incredibly smooth. Almost enriching to hang on. The guys like Kagan Spark just trying to narrow it down a little bit too. It's a good look here right now as well, just show you how tight some of these entries are, some of the exits are becoming. And wear out tires and tough little turning sequences doesn't make it any easier. Really what you're hoping for is for someone to make a mistake in front of you to then you can capitalize. Look at that sequence of events right there. That's some hard braking and then shifting at the same time. I know I can do some pretty cool stuff at Road America back on NASCAR Heat 4, and I've almost had top 10 fastest time on their fixed setup they have, but we're not talking about that right now. But just the fact that you have to drive that close, that tight, that scenario, like Road America literally gets to be looking like Daytona 500, though how open that track is compared to this one. This is like literally as tight as it comes. Take that for what you will. Widening it out though a little bit. Phillips still trying, and he's still pushing. That 285 is not getting any brakes here from the 60. And neither is the 952 going to give him any brakes. Rolling it down. We're down to the final 7 minutes, just under the clock left. Igor, man, unreal. Just so smooth on the defensive blocks. Probably has got to be thinking, I've been trying and taming and saving up everything I can. What the heck else do I have to do just to try to pull this one off with a rabbit out of the hat? At this point, really, it's all about just timing, man. Just keep it going and see what it does from there. Not much else really there is to do. Minutes left. And Marcus Broyce, by the way, again, we haven't talked much about him, but really he's close to this too. He's got the 552, just only about 3.3 tenths of a second off from Igor. So one wrong move from him, and those are two get bunched up, you know who's got an advantage. It's still amazing to me too. We're going to see a lot of new tracks and a lot of new surfaces throughout this incredibly cool and pretty awesome little season for the Porsche Cup Challenge. These guys honestly have put on a really good class act and showing. I think even their friends and family will be extremely happy with, considering how everything has gone today. From the top to the bottom and the back of the outhouse to the White House, nobody today has not had a single little lick of that wall or had a little bit of something to have to worry about down there. Oh my Lord, listen to the tires scream underneath that 81 of Ben G. Pearson, man. I gotta believe he's just holstering and hanging on for dear life in that thing. Saw the steering and the way it was ratioed out. He was giving her everything she got, just trying to keep it all squared up. Worked out well. Rolling him back down from the straightaway. Here we go. Big move coming up. Phillip waiting patiently. He's trying to force it. He just can't get it. And he opened the door up for Kagan to stroll in. What a move by Kagan Spark. Rolling it right off the winding turn through the mountain. Up to the top. Now it's a long way down. Kagan, credit where credit's due. That is patience and ferocity at its peak there. He threw it right at Phillip. Phillip had nowhere to go. And at that point, he was just trying to find a way out of it. Now can he get it cleared? Got Mount Panorama literally big on the sign, big on the street, on the set there. I think it might be a YouTube thumbnail we need to work on here, producers. We'll see. Igor Koss right now looking to try and duke out last week's feature winner and Philip Ammer. Kagan Spark, though, looking to do what he did to Philip, the same thing he wants to do to Igor. Igor right now looking to hold down and try to stabilize up a little bit more. Gonna roll him down with about 3 minutes left on the clock. And Mio Koopmans right now just kind of evaporate the timeout a little too. A top 5 will certainly help towards the season points, season race there. Rolling it back up. Look at this. Philip Hammer and Kagan Sparks. They're having a little drive out here. Spark trying to light them up a little. Getting Hammer to the test. Right off Kagan now, slams the wall up just a little bit. Phillips staying relatively clear of it. A little bit of a problem down there for Benji Peterson as he currently collapsed up the wall, trying to get there trying to stay up there with Mishka Berger, but Mishka unfortunately finding himself in a tough little ordeal. Samuel K. Sproul holding 6th position away here from him. What time and position he has left on display is beyond me. We only know we're going to be rolling very close to 1 lap to go the next time on by. Igor right now looking on. He's got a whole lot of straightaway. He's got a whole lot of speed still to go. One more trip up the mountain at least coming up here, and that could indeed throw them for a bit of a limelight, a bit of a shootout here. How will he fare and how will he react? This should be the white flag coming up. Waiting for the flagman to drop it. Kagan can do nothing but look on as Philip Emmer continues to battle quick from back of the pack. White flag is in the air. We have just 1 more lap to go. Philip watching down the corners, looking to power off the runs. Looking on though, he knows Igor might have just got away with this one. Kagan trying to stabilize it up once again. Looking for anything he can. Any little bit of extra speed and a little power. All these drivers today gave it their credibility, gave their soul to the track, and gave it what they had on display. However, there are just certain things you can't simply get away from. Packed around, Kagan right now trying to deal with Hammer behind him. If Hammer gets one opening, he'll certainly use it on Kagan. Kagan, though, fighting, scratching him off, trying to battle him off and push him to his limits. Igor right now, he's just got one more big long stretch and a couple turns left to go. And just an absolutely impressive display of raw cunning and blockout technology. He took every bit of the speed, the power, and the run he could to force these drivers at their top level to go at it as hard as they can. Philip right now gets the jump, gets the run on Spark. But off the final corners, those two will battle hard for the win, or the second spot. But for the winners then, Igor Kos is finally going to take down Philip Hammer. The streak's over for Hammer, and Igor will win The feature event here in the second round. What a race. What a time there for him. Your race winner here at Mount Panorama Circuit, Igor Kos, the 285 from Germany, taking another one home for the Germans. Hammer will take it home to second. Spark, give him everything you had. Give him credit where credit is due, ladies and gentlemen. He threw it down to the wire, down to the line, put on all he could. Just was not quite enough. So the rest of your finishers right now just continue to pull onto the track here and finish it out. That will all but do it for your race there. So let's take a look at the race results. I'm interested to see this now. This will be very interesting to see. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Final results here for your from MotorRacingChecklist.com. Igor Kos. Talk about heavy artillery and talk about heavy speeding up to the drive. Defensive blocking hard for Philip Hammer there on that 2. Hammer falls back to third. Thanks to Kagan Spark just throwing a haymaker at him, but throws one last punch to knock him out to third. Marcus Broich gonna go in fourth. Fifth to Emil Koopmans. Sixth to Samuel K. Sproul. Seventh to Mishka Berger. Eighth to Mark De Bruin. Ninth to Alexander Redhead. And 10th to Ben G. Peterson. That rounds out the field today. What a race. A very impressive race and a very long gate battle to the end, and everyone just throwing it all down to do what they can. What a show and what a drive here from everybody here. A big congratulations again to Igor Kos and everybody for tuning on into the show here. We appreciate and thank you everyone for tuning in. Until the green flag is flying high next time on Pete's Race TV, stay tuned with us and keep it down to the track. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.